What is up, Interceptor Squad? Welcome back to another video. Now, I promised you guys this video because you guys absolutely killed the last video. We got over 19,000 views in the Interceptor Sedan versus the Crown Vic video. And I said if we got 100 likes, I would do a comparison video between the Interceptor Sedan and my buddy's Interceptor Utility. And you guys killed that again. We got over 500 likes, so thank you guys so much for that, and I hope this video does just as well. This video might be a little bit shorter because I'm going to tell you guys right now that these vehicles are pretty much almost exactly the same. Ford designed these vehicles to be almost exactly the same for officer familiarity and easier, production and manufacturing and stuff like that. But you guys will see throughout the video, there are minor differences here and there, obviously, but I mean, for the most part, they're almost exactly the same down to the T. So without further ado, let's get started with this video. So before we get to the engine specs, the power and all that good stuff, I just want to let you guys know that his is a 2015 Interceptor Utility, mine's is a 2014 Interceptor Sedan. And I had a comment on my other video that someone said, you're misleading information because that's technically not called the Interceptor Sedan, it's called a Taurus. Technically, it is a Taurus, but it's not classified as a Taurus. Even Ford doesn't classify this as a Taurus. It's an Interceptor Sedan. This is, the trim level, it's the police package, all that. They don't go by Taurus. Even though, yes, at the end of the day, it is a Taurus, it's technically the Interceptor Sedan, just like this one is the Interceptor Utility. All right, so let's get to the engine specs. Now, I'm going to let you guys know right now, right off the bat, that these two vehicles that you guys see right here have the same exact engines. There's just 1 horsepower difference between the both. So I'll let you guys know that. It's a 3.7 liter V6 in both. You guys will see that these engines are exactly the same. But first off, let's start off with the Interceptor Sedan. I actually missed one engine option in my last video that I didn't even see, and I'm getting a lot of this information off FordFleet.com, so it's it's very reliable. So to start off with the Interceptor Sedan, you're getting 4 engine options. So first, you have the 3.5 liter V6 EcoBoost all-wheel drive, 365 horsepower, and 350 pound-feet torque. Then you have the 3.5 liter V6 front-wheel drive with 288 horsepower and 254 pound-feet torque. And then you have my engine option, the one that you guys are seeing here. It's a 3.7 liter V6 all-wheel drive with 305 horsepower and 279 pound-feet of torque. And then you have the last engine option that I missed in the last video, which is a 2.0 liter EcoBoost inline 4 with 240 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque. That one actually has the best MPG, has 20 city and 30 highway, so that's actually really good. My current one, the model that you guys see here, and as well for the other 3 engine options, are all pretty much the same. It's estimated 18 city and 25 highway. Now for the Interceptor Utility, it only has 2 engine options, but those 2 engine options are equal to the same 2 in the Interceptor Sedan. So again, you're getting a 3.5 liter V6 EcoBoost all-wheel drive, 365 horsepower, 350 pound-feet torque, and then you have a 3.7 liter V6 all-wheel drive with 304 horsepower and 279 pound-feet of torque. And that model, it gets slightly less gas mileage, again, because it's SUV, it's a little bit heavier. You're getting 16 city, 21 highway. Again, it's only estimated, so you really can't rely on those numbers all too much. And as you guys can see, these engines are exactly the same. They're spit image, they're exactly the same. The only difference is if you guys caught it, is his Interceptor Utility, same engine again, 3.7 liter V6. His has 304 horsepower. The Interceptor Sedan has 305 horsepower. So it has 1 more horsepower difference. And I looked that up in different sites and stuff to make sure it wasn't a typo or anything, but it is. The Interceptor Sedan has literally 1 more horsepower difference. That's it. As you guys can see, the engines are exactly the same. It seems like the Interceptor Utility has a little bit more room, just because it's mounted a little bit lower. But again, at the end of the day, it's the same exact engine. It's pretty much putting out the same performance in both. The Interceptor Utility is going to be a little bit slower on the 0 to 60 times because it's a little bit heavier as an SUV. But at the end of the day, they're pretty much exactly the same. That's what Ford was going for here. In both, you're getting a 6-speed automatic transmission. In the Interceptor Sedan, you're getting a 19-gallon fuel tank, whereas the Interceptor Utility, you're getting an 18.6-gallon fuel tank. So again, not really that much of a difference between the both. For the 0 to 60 times, in the Interceptor Sedan, you're getting 0 to 60 in the 3.7 liter my model around 7 seconds. With the 3.5 liter Interceptor Sedan, 0 to 60, you're getting 5.7 seconds, which is currently the fastest 0 to 60 police car in the United States, according to Business Insider. So for the Interceptor utility, 0 to 60 times. For the 3.7 liter, 0 to 60 is 7.99 seconds. And the 3.5 liter V6 EcoBoost 0 to 60, 6.4 seconds. So again, not really a drastic change there. A little bit slower, but not really that drastic. Let's talk about space. Now the space, this is where you'll start to see some of the differences. So let's start off with the Interceptor Sedan. The length, the overall length is 202.9 inches. The width, 85.7 inches, and the height 61.3 inches. As for the trunk room, you're getting 16.6 cubic feet versus the Interceptor utility. The length is actually a little bit smaller, surprisingly, 197.1 inches, the width 90.2 inches, and the height 69.2 inches. The only thing that Ford said was it has 48.1 cubic feet behind the second row, which I assume behind the second row was the trunk, so technically that would be trunk space. As for the inside, the Interceptor Sedan, the headroom is 39 inches, the shoulder room 57.9 inches, and the leg room 41.9 inches. Again, a little bit crammed. I know a lot of, police officers and stuff who watch my channel and people just drive them and generally say that it is very crowded when you have all the police equipment and stuff. And this is where you'll see again that the Interceptor utility definitely has a lot more space over the sedan version. So the headroom for the Interceptor utility, you're getting 41.4 inches, shoulder room 61.3 inches, and leg room 40.6 inches. So you can definitely see the increase there. It definitely makes a difference, those couple extra inches when you have all that police equipment and stuff like that. Even as you guys can see in the interior, the steering wheel is exactly the same. The button placements are exactly the same. I actually didn't get to film it. I honestly totally forgot about it. But the startup, when you start up the vehicle, they sound exactly the same. Even the tone when you put the key in, that's exactly the same. The whole interface. The only thing I noticed different, and again, I wasn't able to film this, was actually the inside, the speedometer. His actually goes up to 160. Mine only goes up to 140. And my buddy who has a 2015 Interceptor Sedan, his actually also says 160. So I believe in 2015 Ford made that little modification. I'm not really sure why, because the top speeds on them do not go up to 160. They only go up to, I believe, they max out around 133, 135. Really not a lot of differences between the two, and that's why I say it a lot. A lot of people think there's, a lot of differences. Not really. You guys can even see the interior and stuff. It's really the same, and they really just changed minor things here and there between the Interceptor utility and the sedan. The interior is not exactly the same. As for the Interceptor utility, 2013 is when they both introduced these body styles. Technically 2012 is when they introduced the Interceptor utility body style, but it didn't go into production until later next year, which would be 2013. So this is when Ford introduced these two body styles. The Interceptor Sedans did the same all the way till 2019. Until they're going to get discontinued, sadly. The Interceptor utility it's going through 3 now body style changes. So you got the 2013 to the 2015. His model year is actually the last model year that you see this body style. Then they changed it in 2016 to 2019, and then in 2020 again they're changing the utility body style. But as far as I know, the 2013 Interceptor utilities all the way up to the 2019 Interceptor utilities all have the same engine options and all that compared to the Interceptor Sedan. They're all pretty much the same. I think 2020 is when everything really starts to change. You're getting new engine options. You're getting, I think, eco-friendly, all this crazy technology and stuff. I haven't really looked into it much, but 2020 is when everything's really going to start to change. The sedans are getting discontinued. You're having the Fusion hybrids and all that stuff. So that's when everything's going to get a little crazy. But as far as the 2013 to the 2019, I believe, for the Interceptor utility and the sedan, the engine options, everything's pretty much the same, as I said again. Even if you guys look really closely, even the headlight housing, the actual, bulb itself is the same in both vehicles. The wheels are the same. The steelies are the same. These vehicles pretty much are like almost the only real difference between the two is one is an SUV, one is a sedan. That's pretty much it. And at the end of the day, it's pretty much your option, or the department's option. A lot of departments are going to the Interceptor utility because they have that space. They're a little bit more roomier than the sedan. At the end of the day, I really like both. If I were to get utility, it would probably be the newer style ones, the 2016. I like those. And a lot of people ask me, oh, how come you didn't get a utility? Why did you go with the sedan? Well, number one, the utilities are kind of expensive at the moment for an ex-cop car. They, in my area, they go for anywhere between $13,000 and $16,000. So that's kind of a lot for buying a, used cop car. The sedan was a lot cheaper, anywhere between, now they're going, I see them anywhere from like $8,000 to like $12,000. So they're a little bit cheaper. And for me personally, I've always liked sedans better. I'm not saying that I don't like the utility. I think they look really nice, especially the 2016 is one of my favorite. I love them. But I just really don't need, you know, I don't have the need for all that space. The utilities, the sedan's a little bit better on gas. It's a little bit quicker. But at the end of the day, the utility is taking over the police interceptor world. At least one police department, you know, in the United States has one of these in their fleet, and I think to be honest, I think it is a suitable replacement for the Crown Vic. It's everywhere. Vehicles are almost exactly the same. There's really not a lot of differences. I mean, the sedan has 4 engine options, the utility has 2. The utility is an SUV, the sedan's a sedan. That's pretty much the only differences you're gonna get. They drive the same. Even when my buddy was in the sedan with me, he said that the car sounds the same when you take off. It's all the same as in his utility. He said it's really scary how, you know, similar they are. And that's what Ford was going for. They wanted to do that for officer familiarity. So if an officer has a utility, if a department has utility in their fleet and they have a sedan in their fleet, you know, officer can jump between both and not have to, you know, readjust or get used to the driving style. It's the same thing. So it's smart of Ford to do that, and you know, of course, you know, for manufacturing costs and stuff like that, I'm sure it's cheaper to, you know, have them both sit on the same frame and stuff like that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop a big fat like. And if you guys want to see more of these videos, keep supporting them, keep dropping those likes, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 12,000. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see all of you guys in the next one.